컴퓨터 역사, 소프트웨어에 관심이 많은 분들을 위한 희소식이 있는데요. 바로 2012년에 오픈한 리빙 컴퓨터 뮤지엄입니다. 어떤 곳일지 들어가 보겠습니다.
My name is Taylor. I'm a tour guide here at the Living Computer Museum. This is a relatively new museum. We opened on October 25th, 2012. We're owned by Paul Allen. He was co-founder of Microsoft. We keep vintage computers in working order so customers can come in and use them and see how these machines worked when they were in their prime. We have a few special programs. We host a group called Engineering for Kids here, and they put on programs for children. And we also put on some education classes, so we teach kids about binary and teach them about Boolean logic. I think the tour is really exciting. It's kind of a basic overview of what we have available here. We tailor tours depending on the group that comes in. Tours start every 15 minutes after the hour. So we open at 10 o'clock. The first tour is at 10:15, and then 11:15, 12:15, and so on until 4:15 is the last tour of the day.
All right, this is called our clean room or our mainframe room. We have a lot of good stuff in here. This is an IBM 360 model 2020. Over here we have a Xerox Sigma 9. We're about a foot off the floor, and you can see some of our cables under there. Our air conditioning goes down into the floor and it comes up through these perforated tiles to keep the room cool, to keep the machines cooled down.
Scope with this box, but you turn on the teletype and you can enter commands at the teletype. Okay, so I can do things to the screen. So this is where you enter commands. This is where you get output, input, output. You have no monitor. This is your keyboard. This is your monitor.
So this is a very popular computer at the museum. This is the Altair 8800. It was designed by Ed Roberts at his company MITS in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it's usually considered to be the first personal computer. You'd have to put it together as a kit like that guy. But it was pretty inexpensive, and once you put it together, you would have a computer in your own house. So that was a really big step for the industry. Now, young Bill Gates and Paul Allen saw that cover of Popular Electronics over there, and they decided to create a version of BASIC, which is what this is, for the Altair. That's also their first Microsoft product. So this is kind of a cool place for people to come and see the first Microsoft product, the first personal computer, and not just see it, but you come over to the teletype and you can use it. So this is what the first Microsoft product looked like. Okay, so you press this feed key, and then you press the register key, and then you can type whatever you want. Card. Okay, are you done? Now you can flip the switch up. There you go.
This is my name.
Now you can use it as a bookmark.
This machine sorts cards. You choose a column, and then you move this to choose one of the 80 columns. At this area for kids, we have some things called little bits and some things called snap circuits. With the little bits, you can use a power source to sort of build
different things. You put the power source to a button, and then you turn it on. The button is connected to a speaker, and then when you press the button, you can do that. But this is a favorite one because it does that. They're kind of like electronic Legos. So you get out this little plastic breadboard, and then you get your power source, and you stick it on, and then you can add different things by following instructions, and you just snap different pieces on. You can use a fan, and you can make a project that spins a fan, and you can make projects that make sound or make music. You can make an AM radio. Also a giant slide rule, which is fun. If you want to practice your slide rule skills, those are tiny rings. So you can see them sewn onto wires here. So you can see these tiny rings on these wires. And you can see in the thimble they're tiny rings. Now this is the same thing, but even smaller. And this is the same thing, even smaller. Each ring can save a state, either a 1 or a 0. These are some things you might still have in your, you might still be using at home, but you wouldn't think they'd be in a museum. So our Macintoshes, for people who love Apple, they can come over and check out the Macintosh. The Macintosh team did something really cute when they made the Macintosh. They signed the inside of the case the way an artist would sign their painting. So you can find all their autographs inside the Macintosh. This is our Microsoft section. We have a lot of different things in the Microsoft section. Apple IIs didn't support Microsoft products, so Microsoft made a piece of hardware called the Soft Card that allows Apple IIs to support Microsoft products. We have that here, and you can explore how it works on this machine. Multiplan is a precursor to Excel, so this is sort of an early spreadsheeting app from Microsoft. But still, you have Paintbrush, and here you have Paint, and you have Notepad. Bill Gates and Paul Allen's resumes, which are pretty funny. Their ages, weights, and marital statuses are on there.
Thank you, K Seattle, for coming to the Living Computer Museum. I can't wait to see you back here.